Imagine walking into the glitziest party in New York City, the kind where millionaires sip champagne under chandeliers that cost more than your house, and every head turns because you just stole the show. That's what Maya Johnson did, striding into the Manhattan Fashion Gala like she owned the damn place, her deep brown skin glowing under the lights, her dress a shimmering masterpiece screaming, "I'm untouchable now." And there, at the head table, sits Ethan Caldwell, the guy who once said she was too much for his world, his jaw practically on the floor. This is the story of how Maya, a girl from Atlanta with big dreams, turned heartbreak into a fashion empire and made the people who broke her eat their words. It all started 5 years ago in New York's cutthroat fashion scene, where dreams either soar or crash in a blaze of gossip. Maya, fresh out of design school, was 23, a black girl with Southern roots and a fire in her belly. Working as a junior stylist at Caldwell Couture, this fancy design house in a converted warehouse with skylights and walls dripping with art. She was goddamn good pairing bold colors and textures that made editors whisper her name. Enter Ethan, the golden boy of the Caldwell family, all sharp cheekbones and charm, the kind of guy who could sell ice to a penguin. He'd show up at her desk with overpriced lattes, leaning in close, talking about art and ambition, saying things like, "Maya, you're different if you got soul." For a year, it felt like a dream late-night talks in her tiny Brooklyn apartment, her grandma's quilts on the couch, his pale hands tracing her sketches like they were poetry. He gave her a bracelet, a little silver charm shaped like a paintbrush, whispering, "This is you, Maya, your creativity's your power." But there were red flags: his friend's side eyes, his dodging her invites to family events, the way he'd steer her to dive bars instead of the flashy spots where his crowd partied. Love's funny like that. It makes you ignore the cracks until they swallow you whole. The crash came during New York Fashion Week, Maya's big shot to shine. She'd poured her heart into styling Caldwell's headline show, her mood boards a love letter to global beauty. But one night, in the chaos of garment racks and screaming assistants, she overheard Ethan in his office. Door cracked, his voice cold as ice. "Maya's talented, sure, but she's a fling, Dad. She doesn't fit our brand, too loud, too different. I'm moving on to Claire Wentworth, you know, from the Hamptons branch. She's the right look." His dad chuckled, "Good. These girls get ideas above their station." Maya's world shattered, her hands shaking as she dropped a silk scarf, the sound louder than her breaking heart. The next day, Claire, blonde, polished, a walking Instagram filter, paraded into the showroom, smirking. "Oh, Maya still here?" Ethan's moved on to classier things. The room laughed, sharp and cruel, and Ethan just stood there, looking annoyed, like she was a stain on his perfect suit. "Maya, let's not make a scene," he said, escorting her out like she was yesterday's news, her dreams left in a pile of fabric swatches. The months after were brutal. New York's fashion world turned on her like a pack of wolves. Job rejections piled up, each one a polite stab. "We need someone who matches our aesthetic." Gossip blogs called her Caldwell's castoff, her face splashed next to snarky captions. Her Brooklyn apartment, once her creative haven, felt like a cage, her grandma's quilts mocking her failure. At her lowest, she saw Ethan and Claire at a Soho boutique, their arms full of bags, her diamond ring flashing like a middle finger. He glanced at Maya, then through her, like she was nothing. That night, her best friend, Lena, poured her wine and said, "They think they've broken you, but you're not done, girl. You're gonna build something they can't touch." Maya packed up and moved to Paris, not running, but regrouping. She scrapped by, styling low-budget shoots, assisting at underground shows, learning the global fashion game. Her big break came at Paris Fashion Week, saving a failing designer's show by weaving African prints with French lace, turning chaos into a viral sensation. Maya J. Creative was born, a company celebrating every shade, every story, every beauty the industry ignored. 2 years later, New York begged her back to run the fashion gala, and she said yes, but on her terms, full control, her vision, her guest list. The night of the gala, Maya walked in, her gown a riot of African kente and Parisian silk, her braids a crown of gold. The room froze. Editors, designers, even the waiters stopped dead. Ethan and Claire sat front and center, her invite a deliberate jab. The show was her masterpiece, global designs, diverse models, a statement that beauty isn't one color or one story. At the auction, Ethan bid $300,000 on her signature gown, a desperate flex. Maya raised her hand. Cool as hell, $500,000. The room gaspedged outbid him, claiming her own creation. Later, as he stammered an apology, she cut him off. Ethan, you helped me see who I am. Thanks for that. She walked away, leaving him small in her shadow. Maya didn't just win, she redefined the game, proving you don't need anyone's permission to shine. So, what do you think? Can you rise from rock bottom and make your haters regret it? Drop a comment, share your story, and let's talk about what it means to own your power.